And to details, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi instructed to offer financial incentives to owners of old vehicles to encourage them to replace them with new gas consumption ones. El-Sisi asserted the importance of such a step in order to benefit citizens by reducing fuel consumption. This came during the President's meeting with Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli, Governor of the Central Bank Tariq Amir, Minister of Petroleum and Mineral Resources Tariq al-Mullah, Minister of Finance Muhammad Mait, Minister of Trade and Industry Naveen Gama, and Presidential Advisor for Financial Affairs General Muhammad Amin. The head of state directed to organize an integrated exhibition to support the national program of using gas-run vehicles. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi hailed the move by Israel and Morocco to normalize relations in a deal brokered with U.S. help. The president said he had followed the news of the deal, which he reiterated that it would lead to more regional stability and cooperation. As part of the agreement, U.S. President Donald Trump changed long-standing U.S. policy and recognized Morocco's sovereignty over the Western Sahara. The White House said Trump had sealed the agreement in a phone call with Morocco's King Mohammed VI. Morocco is the fourth country since August to strike a deal aimed at normalizing relations with Israel. The first shipment of the Chinese coronavirus vaccine Sinovac arrived in Egypt, coming from the United Arab Emirates. Minister of Health Hala Zaid received the shipment at Cairo International Airport. In a press conference that followed, Zaid told reporters Egypt will be receiving other shipments during the coming days, adding that the vaccine will be 100% free, according to instructions by President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. The health minister added that Egypt has participated in the clinical trials of the vaccine, affirming that the vaccine has received approval by the World Health Organization. Egypt has reported 445 new coronavirus infections, bringing the total number of cases to 120,000 to 147 people since the outbreak hit the country in mid-February. The health ministry also reported 22 new deaths, bringing the total number of fatalities to 6,854. The ministry added that 207 patients were discharged from hospitals, rising the number of those who have recovered to 104,281 people.
Welcome back. Details. Minister of International Cooperation Dr. Rania Al-Mashad discussed with Iraqi Minister of Planning Dr. Khalid Al-Batal reviews the Oil for Development Agreement and results of the Egyptian-Iraqi Higher Committee. Details.
Minister of International Cooperation Dr. Rania Al-Mashad and Iraq's Minister of Planning Dr. Khalid Al-Batal discussed the results of the joint Egyptian-Iraqi Higher Committee, which was held in October to strengthen economic diplomacy. The two countries agreed on the Oil for Development Agreement, where Egyptian companies would implement development projects, particularly in infrastructure and reconstruction, in return for oil. Al-Mashad said that Egypt has a successful experience in infrastructure model diplomacy and generational funds, and that the ministry is committed to strengthen economic diplomacy to deepen mutual understanding between the two countries and accelerate the pace of development in both countries. The two countries are also aiming to increase the volume of intra-trade and remove any obstacles in the flow of export goods between the two countries. Al-Mashad stressed that the Ministry of International Cooperation is committed to work with all parties in development and ensure continuous communication to accelerate the pace of implementation of the decisions of the third session of the joint Egyptian-Iraqi Higher Committee. For his part, Dr. Khalid underscored the value of Egyptian-Iraqi relations and Iraq's aspiration to boost cooperation, adding that Iraq is currently working on implementing what has been agreed upon during the work of the Joint Higher Committee, and that the Oil for Development Agreement with Egypt is currently being formulated and developed, and it will be completed soon. During the meeting, the two ministers discussed several other areas of cooperation, including cooperation in the field of digital transformation in the light of the COVID-19 pandemic, and joint cooperation and coordination in tripartite cooperation projects in the field of energy, electricity, and oil to maximize the mutual benefit between the two countries, which contribute to achieving economic development. In the framework of the Egyptian-Iraqi cooperation, another meeting was held on Friday between Minister of Petroleum and Mineral Resources, Engineer Tariq Al-Mullah, and Iraqi Minister of Industry, Manhal Aziz, where they discussed means of boosting bilateral relations in the coming phase and ways of benefiting from the Egyptian expertise to upgrade the mining sector, as well as the investment opportunities in the Iraqi market. In his remarks during the meeting, Al-Mullah praised the Egyptian-Iraqi strong relations, adding that the two countries is interested in enhancing joint ties in the light of the Egyptian-Iraqi undergoing economic development projects. For his part, the Iraqi minister asserted his country's desire to expand cooperation with Egypt in the field of industry and mining, adding that Iraq is keen to benefit from the Egyptian expertise in this field.